All right. We're going to get started, guys. Hello. If you are brand new to Ignite, I promise we don't always look this glowing. We just got back from Florida, but my name's Ashley Walmer, and this is my husband, Mike, and we are founding circle members with this incredible company. And every single week, you guys, we do this Zoom, this ID number, this time, so mark your calendars, because we dig in every single week and go over some special training. We go through announcements, things like that. So this will be a great place for you as you're growing in your leadership and in your team and helping them develop and duplicating leaders throughout your organization, to always know that you can plug people into our trainings. So let's go ahead and get started with a couple of announcements for you guys. So first of all, we have 30 days left from today. Today is July 29th. So August 29th is the last day to qualify to actually earn the yacht experience, okay? So that's 5 more Thursdays, 5 more weekends for you guys to qualify, all right?
And if you guys are following us online, you might have we saw the old version of the yacht that we're going on, and the old version was amazing. So this yacht that we're going to get to go on, I can't believe it. It's going to be an incredible experience. I want all of you guys on there with us. I want to pack that with our team. So get on that yacht.
Yes. Okay. So here's what I want to challenge all of you guys to do. If you're on this call, that means you're in this company already, right? You're on a team. Get it done this week. Do not wait for tomorrow to do what you can do today. Do not wait next week what you can get done today. And I'm going to even challenge you guys and say that if you guys have team right now, that you're being selfish if you haven't already gotten the yacht. Why? Because you need to get your qualification done, right? Just like if you're flying in an airplane, they always say, you got to put on your air mask before you help anybody else around you. You got to earn that experience for yourself first. Why? One, so your team can see that it's possible and that they can do it too. And then after you've got yours out of the way by this Thursday, you've got to go 1-star. If you don't know what the qualifications are, somebody throw it in the chat. I don't know what they are. And we have leaders on here that can kind of give you those bullet points. But once you've gotten it done, then guess what you can do? You can focus the rest of the 4 weeks on getting as many of your team on that as possible, okay? So I'm going to challenge you guys. I'm going to push you really hard this week to get that qualification done. Some of you have already qualified at 1-star. You just need to go get your 5 new VIP customers, or some of you already have your 5. You're working on the 1-star. Some of you just enrolled this week, and I already know you've got big goals for yourself, and you're pushing to get on there as well. All right, so let's go through the next thing. Okay, one last thing before we kind of dig in, you guys. So when we were in Florida, we were checking out of not a gas station, a grocery store, and these 2 magazines were sitting on the rack. And I was like, Aspen, check this out. She's like, grab them. I'm like, they're $13 a piece. She's like, grab them. I don't care. So she grabbed them. Here's the deal, you guys. These are incredible. This is actually like a book with chapters. I'm going to encourage you, if you can, especially if you're somebody that is building belly to belly, where you're meeting people in person, because everything that we're going to talk about tonight is all about third-party validation and how to use that for your business. Guess what this little guy is? This is third-party validation from a credible source. So as you're talking to people, like if I had this the day that Aspen brought this company to me and she said the word CBD, and immediately my brain went, we're all going to jail, because I didn't know anything about this space. If she would have been sitting with me and said, here, I want you to look at this. This is not illegal. It's incredible. We all have an ECS system, right? And if I would have gotten this information right away, I would have been like, oh my goodness. Now, I trusted her, right? But when you're meeting with potentials, you guys, this is a third-party validation, credible resource. Doctors and scientists, researchers and developers are looking at this space right here, and they're writing articles all about this space, how it's exploding, what to look for in a product line. You guys, Emrys, if what I want to do is I want to tab certain things and give this to people, or make copies of certain articles and give them to them as I'm meeting with them one-on-one. So I'm pretty sure somebody said, can you buy it online? I would think you could get it in Barnes & Noble. So one of them is by Prevention. So Prevention puts out a magazine, I think once a month or quarterly, and then this is their special report. So Prevention is the name of this magazine. I don't know if you can just order this specific one like online on their website, but if you went to Barnes and Nobles or anywhere that sold magazines, my guess is you could pick it up. And then the other one is Centennial Spotlight. So that's the name of that one right there, Centennial Spotlight. And there's some very similar articles in both of these. My favorite was the Prevention one. And that's probably going to be the one that you guys see more than this one, just because Prevention is a very popular magazine. So
a lot of credibility.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll just say, we spend tons of time learning about CBD and understanding the industry. And Ashley today, after reading through this magazine on her flight home, like, her belief, which was already super high about how amazing CBD is, went even higher. And so just the more you spend learning about this, the more you find credible resources that are really validating what we're doing and really explaining why our CBD is different. Like, CBD is an amazing thing, but 95% of it out there isn't what it says it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just an amazing thing to help just validate how ours is separate, that ours is a good thing, and just where we fit in the market.
Yeah, I took so many notes. Okay, do you want to tell them a little bit about Director Summit?
The Director Summit. So as many of you know, we were down at the Director Summit with Matthew and Eileen and Aspen, and Brent even made an appearance. And guys, it was just a special, special thing being a part of that, being able to discuss the vision of where this company is going, where we're taking this, what we're building for you guys, to help you guys grow and find success. And it's just an incredible thing. And just being a part of that, it made me that much more hungry and excited and motivated to come back here and work to help all of you guys get there. Like, we loved it, but we want more people to be there. And we're so excited for each of you guys to earn that opportunity. And some of you may have saw that Ashley and Stephanie got Louis Vuitton bracelets. They got some gifts, but that was definitely an unexpected thing. And so you never know what corporate's going to sprinkle on top of the rewards that you're getting. So always push forward, because you don't know what else is coming.
Yeah, one thing Eileen said to me is, she's like, every single time that people are going to run for something, there's always something else in the back. There's always going to be something else that they're running for that they just don't know it. It's why you want to run for something.
Yeah. And so tonight we're going to unpack one of the things that we talked about there, right?
Yeah. Oh, one thing I just wanted to say before we got into that, you guys, is part of the reason why when corporate dangles something in front of you that you want to get there is your cup gets filled up when you're around other leaders in that space. Like, obviously Stephanie is on our team and we talk to her all the time, but getting that special time with her in that kind of environment of like a mastermind summit type of thing, it just is so special because more things come out. So anytime corporate puts something out like this yacht, you guys, get on it, do everything that you can to be there, because the experience is one thing, but what happens at the event is the thing that can change your life and completely take you to the next level because of conversations that you're having with other people just like you. I've always felt like success is an identity process. And once you can identify with someone having success, that's the key, right? So when you get into environments like the Director Summit, like being on the yacht, and you're having conversations with other people, your confidence grows because you meet somebody that you connect with. So like Mike said, we're going to unpack one of the things that we kind of learned and talked about at the Director Summit. And it's something that I know our team has been focused on hugely. It's just third-party validation. But we started recognizing, actually, Nikki and I had a conversation like 2 weeks ago. We're like, we really need to dig in and teach people how to do this. We're telling you guys, use it, use it, use it. But do you know how to actually use it to benefit your business? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So why use third-party validation? So one, it shows the prospect that they're not going to be in this alone, that there's a community of people around you, and if they join you around them, that are going to have their back, that are going to help them, right? It just creates this huge thing. It's showing the prospect that, hey, you're not in business for yourself. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. Like, if I do this, I'm going to have the same access to this. Absolutely. So that's one huge reason why I've used third-party validation, is it shows the person that you're talking to what's in it for them, right? It's not about you, it's about them. Okay. So it shows them that. then it also shows them that you're working with people that know where they're going, right? That's a huge thing too, is showing them like, hey, this is a team that's going places. This is a team. If you join this team, we're not just dabbling here. We're taking this seriously, and you can accomplish everything you want if you're on this team because of the people that we're associated with. That's also super, super important for the prospect to see and to hear, that it's not just you. Also, if you're new, why is this incredible? Because you guys don't know absolutely everything, right? You said yes. And I've always been somebody that I want people to earn while they learn, which means you don't need to stop and learn how to do everything, know how to answer every question, know every single ingredient, because a lot of us leaders, we know some of those answers, right? And so if you're new, the best thing you can do for your business to actually start making money, which is the proof that your prospects are going to need, is to use third-party validation, because it's a way for you to learn. I know every time Aspen does a third-party call with me, or I get on the corporate Zooms, I'm taking notes, right? So if you're brand new and you get somebody in a conversation, I would grab a notepad out and just listen, pick up, write down different things that they're saying, how they're answering questions, maybe what your prospect is asking, because most prospects, you guys, ask the same questions. You need to learn how to practice makes perfect, right? So you need to learn how to answer those questions. And one way to do that is by getting on third-party calls or getting in third-party text messages where you're seeing what your upline and what your leader is saying. All right. And then the other part too is just people need to know that you're having success sometimes to respect you. So do you want to go into like the triangle of trust a little bit?
Yeah, just put a little differently. When you first join this business, a lot of people are going to want to see you having success before they're going to respect your input on it. And so Matthew has talked about the triangle of trust. And so you have you and you have your prospect. And sometimes your prospect, maybe your best friend, and they know all the great things about you. Maybe they know a little bit of the garbage about you too. And so they have that trust for you, but they might not have that respect for you. They might not have that respect for you to listen to you about this business yet. And they need to see you be successful. So what Matthew talks about is the triangle of trust. Your friend trusts you, but connect them to your upline. And that's the respect up here. And so your upline is somebody who is going to have had some success in this, maybe knows how to speak about the business a little bit more. And when you get your prospect in front of them, they're really going to be able to connect with that. So you're able to have somebody who is trusting is validating this respect version. And please feel free to jump in to add to that.
No, I think it's what you said is great, you guys. Like every single person that I've gotten into this business, there's one of you on right now, maybe even two of you I see. One of them right now, I'm not going to give her a shout out and embarrass her, but the two people that I signed this week, I had Aspen do a third-party call with me, you guys. That was how I wanted these people to feel special, important. I wanted them to see a bigger scope of what they're getting into. And so this isn't something that we're just telling you guys to do. This is something that I use myself. And these two women weren't really people that didn't know me. So it's not like they might have already had that respect for me, right? It's not like my best friend or my sister who's grown up with me has seen all my mistakes and is like, oh, it's just Ashley, right? So that piece is so important that Mike was talking about, that triangle of trust. Okay, do you want to tell them about like how working with top leaders and how to leverage that?
There's a few things to unpack about this, and this is some really powerful stuff. So when you're new and you're getting into this, you might feel like, oh, people aren't going to want to join me, they're not going to sign up with me. It's not about you. And so having that third party, I don't make it about me. I don't say, hey, come join me. I say, this opportunity is amazing. Matthew and Aspen, Eileen, these are these great leaders that built this business for you. So you don't have to make it about you. Like, this is a tremendous opportunity, and you have tremendous leaders in your upline somewhere in your organization to share this with. And so another powerful thing is for us in our last company, many of you know our story, we joined with the #1 income earner in the entire company. And for us, we thought that was an amazing, huge deal. And we were so excited about that opportunity. That is what it built us to tremendous success. We got off to the fastest start in the history of that company because we believed it was such an amazing opportunity to be able to work with that person. But you know what's funny is a lot of people joined at the same time in the same position, and they didn't understand or feel that it was an important opportunity, a special opportunity. And so the difference is, guys,
They didn't leverage it like we leveraged it. We, like what Mike was talking about with being so excited, is we talked about it all the time. You guys, we're on a team that's at the top of the company that knows where they're going. And people were flocking to us, just like, I know you're going to bring it back around to this, but just like we have our hands on here in Emrys, is people are flocking to this because it's brand new, right? So sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, go on.
So I think, like, in our previous experience, we didn't know. It's not like somebody taught us to do that. We were just so excited to be able to work with somebody that had the results that we wanted. And that's why I got into this business, into network marketing, is I want everybody that joins us to have those same results too, right? Like, at my heart, if you guys were to sit and ask me what my why is and to unpack all of that, it's really hard for me to even have anything about myself. I just love helping people. Like I just, anyways, that's a side tangent. So when we got in, we were just so excited, and we wanted everybody to come take a look at what we have. And something that Matthew talks about, and he dug into at Director Summit, is the fact that people buy people, not products or business. Okay. And so when you're talking about a person, and when you're edifying a person, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just got started with like the number one person in this entire company on the fastest growing team, and it's brand new. And oh my goodness, like, she's just amazing. And she's teaching me so much stuff, right? Like, you guys can talk about your leaders in that way, and it's going to draw people in. If you were on the call last night with Eileen, you heard her talk about how people fly across the country for a person to go to a wedding, right? They don't fly across the country to go eat cake. They show up for the person. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I'm done. You can finish up what you were talking about. Do you remember what you were saying? No, Sorry.
But no, the main thing that comes back to you is, it really comes back to your excitement and your belief, and what you're part of is a big deal. And the leaders that you're following are a big deal. If you're on our team, you can say that you're literally in the fastest growing team in the entire company, working under the number one income earners, the highest level in the company right here. But regardless, we've only been in business for the full compensation plan for less than 2 months now. And there's already so many executives, 1-star executives, 2-star, 3-star, and director. There's so many amazing leaders that have popped. There's so much excitement, and there's so many people in this company that have already had success that you can brag about, that you can talk about, that you can get your prospects on the phone with these incredible uplines who are already building these incredible stories. And the other thing I want to add is everybody who is a part of this, you somehow were lucky enough to get in front of Emrys in the very beginning, and were smart enough to say yes to this. And all of you are a part of something special, and you're already a big deal, even if you don't even understand that yet, just because of where you are and the time that you got in. And the next thing I want to say is, if you hear our excitement, this is what it all comes back to in this business. If you are passionate and excitement, and you share that, people are going to join you for whatever reason that is. So that's why it's just so important to have that excitement, understand your why, and share that. Whatever you're excited about, be passionate about that. And that's the reason that people will follow you. Ed Mylett was interviewing somebody recently. I don't remember who it was, but he said one of his definitions of influence was not me convincing you to believe what I believe, but it's me convincing you that I believe what I believe. And when people see that you believe that you are a part of something that's so special, they're going to follow you, and they're going to want to be a part of it. And guess what? They don't have to do it by themselves. They get to be a part of this big, amazing family that is dedicated to seeing you all succeed.
So, mic drop, right? Moral of the story is learn how to leverage what you have your hands on. Mm-hmm. And it's not just the company, you guys. It's your uplines. It's your leaders. It's all of us. We're the secret sauce. Every single one of you are the secret sauce, okay? So learn how to leverage that. Connect people to people, not the business, not the products. And you guys, your team is going to explode, okay? Mark my words. All right, so let me get back to the meat and potatoes and kind of walk you through how to do this, okay? So how you use this. How do you even use third-party validation? So when do you bring it up with a prospect? In my opinion, the second that somebody wants more information. Okay. You might be answering a few of their first couple questions, but the second that that person is like, hey, I want more info, give me the nuts and potatoes. I want to bring them to that next exposure. Like Matthew talks about, be the trailer, not the movie. Pique their interest and then bring them to the next exposure, or bring them to a tool that is going to actually give the presentation and make the close for you, that next exposure. You'll hear Matthew kind of talk about show the plan, okay? The plan is the Discover MRIS. So when you're starting to talk to someone, the fastest way to close them is to get all the information in front of them, okay? If you guys have built on social media before, you know that text message conversations back and forth, and a week or two later, you're still answering questions. You guys, I'm here to tell you, if you are building on Instagram or on Facebook and somebody wants more information, you can close them a lot faster if you just say to them, hey, what's your phone number? I'd love to give you a call and just go over this real quick with you, okay? Give them the information. Then you bring in that third party. Okay, so back to this. Let me get my notes. So the second someone wants more info about MRIS, you're pushing them to a tool. You're pushing them to the next exposure to show the plan. So a couple of examples of this. If you're inviting them to an in-person event, okay? So I'm just going to use here in Michigan, for example, because every Tuesday we have an in-person event. Well, today is Monday night. So if I'm talking to somebody tonight, I'm going to say, hey, are you free tomorrow? You need to come with me to this event. You're going to meet my team. You're going to be around incredible leadership. And guess what? The CEO of the entire company is actually calling in to close it out. I cannot wait for you to meet her. She is incredible. The vision that she has for this company, her story, you're going to want to hear it. Can you come tomorrow night? Do you guys see what I just did, right? So I talked about the event. I talked about the people there, not about the business, not about the products. If they ask more questions, then you can definitely go down that line. But the third party at an in-person event is the leader at the event. All right. So if you're inviting somebody to the Wednesday night opportunity Zooms, every single Wednesday night, corporate does a Discover MRIS. If you're inviting them to that opportunity Zoom, the third party is the leader. It's corporate. It's them hosting the event. So you're going to be talking about, oh my gosh, you've got to listen to these people. They're just incredible. Their hearts, the integrity that they have, they're so transparent. They've built in the industry before. They've been in our shoes. They're just real, normal people that just know what it looks like to have grit, stick it out. And we are literally building in their perfect company, in their dream company, like Nikki likes to say. So you're giving that third party validation to corporate because you're inviting them to the event. If it's a one-on-one, okay, if you're getting in front of a person like at Panera or at Starbucks and you're meeting with them, your third party then is either invite a leader, invite your upline to come with you. Okay, if they can't, maybe have a leader or upline call in and close it out at the end. That's that third party for a one-on-one. The other two ways are the most, I would say, frequent things that I do all day long. Okay, so they're three-way calls and three-way text chats. So if you're talking to somebody on the phone and you're giving them info, have your upline or leader three-way call in and validate you. Or if you're texting with them, and it might be easier, maybe they're at work, you guys, and maybe they can't just pick up the phone, but they're able to text a little bit back and forth. You can start a three-way chat either in Facebook Messenger, or I think you can do it on Instagram as well, or in a text group where you're inviting that leader into the conversation that you're having. Okay, so that's that third-party validation. So an in-person event, a one-on-one, or an opportunity Zoom, you need to make sure that the prospect knows who that person is before you walk in the door, okay? All right, or before you get them on the Zoom. So you're validating that person before you invite them to the Zoom, before you get to the one-on-one, before you walk into the in-person event, okay? If you're doing a three-way call or a three-way chat group, the prospect will hear it over the phone. And I'm gonna give you guys a couple examples of some words that I would say and what that would look like, but they're gonna hear about that leader, about that upline actually on the phone or in the text group. So how to edify and why. I want you guys, whoever you're getting on the phone with you, at the third party, whoever it is, I want you to have some bullet points for that person. Maybe just ready to go so that you know what to say about them. Okay. And if you don't know, ask them. But I want you guys to even ask yourself, why is this person special to you? Okay. What have you learned from this person? What have they accomplished? Maybe in this business in Emrys or just in the industry. And who are they? Like, are they a mom? Are they a wife? Do they own a company? Are they a gym owner? Like, what is it about them from a success level that you want your prospect to talk to? Those are things you can ask yourself without even asking or talking to your upline about them giving you bullet points, okay? Yeah, you might need to say, hey, you're married, right? And you've got kids. How many? Like, those are things you can definitely ask them, but you can also just ask yourself some of those questions. So again, people by people, not companies or products. Sell the person that you're working with. Okay, now the words to say. So, okay, if you are doing a phone call, a 3-way phone call conversation. So if, let's just say, for example, if Angela asked me to do a three-way call with her, okay, she's got a prospect that wants to get me on the phone with Sally. Okay, so Angela is talking to Sally and she's recognizing that Sally wants more information about this business. Maybe Angela's new, she doesn't know how to answer all the questions. And so she's going to say to Sally, hey, can you talk today? I want you to talk to my mentor, my upline, my friend. She's been in this business longer than me. She's been helping me. She's going to teach me everything that I know. And I would love for her to talk to you. Okay, so you're kind of asking that permission. Then when we get on the phone call, you're just going to introduce us. So you're going to say, hey, Sally, this is Ashley. Ashley, this is Sally. Okay, so Sally and I, and give me a little bit of background on her. Sally and I grew up together. She's one of my best friends. If I could have anybody in this business, it would be her. So you as the person, you as the brand ambassador, is edifying your prospect to me. Mm-hmm. You're making Sally feel really special and really important and that you want her a part of this. You're telling me that, okay? And then you're going to say, and this is my mentor, Ashley. She promoted 7 times in the first week in this company. She's made 6 figures in this industry. She's a mom. She lives in Michigan, and I am so excited to work from her. Whatever. It's hard for me to talk about myself, but you guys get the point. So you're going to then actually edify me. So that way, when I start talking, that triangle of trust is already there. Sally automatically respects me. And then guess what I'm going to do? The next thing I'm going to do is edify you. Okay. I'm going to then say, oh my gosh, Sally, it's so nice to meet you. I'm so excited to talk to you. I mean, you already know how incredible Angela is. I love hearing that you guys were friends since high school. She's just one of my favorite people on my team. I love working with her for XYZ. She's super committed. She's got big goals. And when she says that she wants to work with you, like, that means a ton, because she doesn't just work with anybody. She has somebody on this team that's going places, whatever that looks like. But do you guys see how there are 3 ways of edification?
I want to sign up.
So you're edifying your prospect, you're edifying your leader, and then the leader is going to come in and edify you, okay? Then the conversation actually starts happening, okay? So let me sorry, I lost myself. Okay, an example of a text conversation. All right, so I'm actually going to pull it up and I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys can copy and paste this. It is in our team page in a couple of different places, but you guys save this to your notes, okay? So when you have questions or need help answering, send to the potential, hey, awesome question. What I'm going to do is loop my friend, upline name, into a messenger chat to answer that. He or she has been doing this a little bit longer, and I want to make sure we have your questions answered. 1 second. Then you go create the text message group. Okay, I'll put this in the chat real quick before I go on to the next. Paste. Okay. Then once you create the chat, you're going to say in the chat group, hey, upline, this is my friend Potential. She's a really good friend. Tell them how you know the Potential. She has some questions on, insert the question, insert the topic. Maybe it's how we make money, things like that. And I was hoping that you could help answer some of these questions. Potential, this is my upline name. She's a founding partner. She's been doing this for quite a while, and I know you're just going to love her. So I'm going to go ahead, let her answer those questions. Go ahead and drop your questions below, and we'll connect here soon, okay? So that's the next key part of this. I'll put that in the chat. Okay, then the upline is going to pop in and say, hey, potential, it's so nice to meet you. Feel free to float any questions in this chat. The only thing that I would add to this, you guys, is it's not validating the person. So I would say you would definitely want to say like, and you already know that, you know, Sally's a great person, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to actually validate that person that's creating the chat. And then when you need third-party validation from an upline, okay, so maybe it's not somebody asking questions, but you're going, okay, Ashley said I need to start using third-party validation to create that circle of trust. Maybe I've answered their questions, but now it's the time that I'm going to pull in that third party. So then you can send them something like this. I don't know about you, but culture and support were big deciding factors when I was choosing Emrys. I would love to add you to a Facebook chat with Upline, who is a part of my leadership team. It would give you a chance to get to know her, check out her timeline, see who she is, and of course, give a no-pressure platform for you to get your questions answered. Sound good? Then do the same thing. Put together that chat and introduce them, okay? So those are the ways that you can go about it if you're messaging them, or like last week I did this for a couple of girls that their potentials were at work and they looped me into conversations, and I believe, I don't know, Mickey, if you're on here, but Mickey's girl that her and I were talking to signed up. Okay. So that's the other thing too, is sometimes when you're talking to your prospect, it's hard for some people to make the close, ask for the close, because they maybe know their financial situation, they know their home environment, but I don't, right? Your upline doesn't. And so it's an easy way for us to help you make the close. It's easy for us to say, okay, what do you think? What was your favorite part about what we talked about? Do you see yourself doing this with us? I think you'd be incredible, right? We're able to make the close for you without you feeling like, oh, this is my best friend and I don't really know how to ask her if she's ready to get started, right? So that is, yes, Sam, I did a three-way chat with you as well. I've done a couple. She actually did we did it on Facebook, like a video chat on Facebook you can do with a couple of people. So that's an awesome way to do that as well.
Sam is doing these things and her business is exploding. Be like Sam.
Yeah, be like Sam. Okay. Now the last thing that we want to talk about before we close up is how to use these for in-person events. Okay. So this was a big part of what we talked about at Director Summit. If you are hosting an in-person event, okay, a Discover Emrys event, a launch event, every single time I want you to have a third-party upline call in at the very end, okay? So if you've got an event 30 to 45 minutes after it starts, I want you to book your upline to call, FaceTime, Zoom into the event and do this for you for all of the reasons that we've talked about tonight. But what that upline is going to do is, so if you booked it with me, okay, say you live in Denver, Colorado, and you're having an in-person event, and you text me and you say, hey, Ash, I have an event Wednesday night at 7:30 or 7:45, can you Zoom in? I would say, absolutely, Jenny. Okay. So I'm going to call in, and at that point, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Oh my gosh, how are you guys? I'm super excited. Okay. Here's the thing. Now I'm going to edify the leaders in the room. So I'm going to say, oh my goodness, like you guys, like Jenny actually asked all of you to take a look at this. You guys must be pretty special because Jenny is incredible. She is one of the fastest growing leaders on this team. She is just killing it. And you guys are in a room with somebody who knows where they're going, right? So I'm going to edify the leader that's in the room. And then I'm going to share a little bit about my story, okay? That triangle of trust. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story, and then I'm going to make the close, and I'm going to ask for the decision. I'm going to say to them, I'm curious, you guys, what were your favorite parts about tonight? Do you see yourself doing this with Jenny and I? Do you see yourself making money? Maybe you came because you were looking at the products and you think a VIP customer would be a great way to go because you want to earn that 20% off. Make sure you get back with Jenny, get that order in tonight, okay? Or maybe you're sitting there tonight thinking, I not only want to get a discount on products, but I also want to make money as well. And you see yourself as a brand ambassador. As soon as we get off this call, you guys, I want you to go ahead and get in. Join our group. Join our community. We're so excited to have you here. So I'm closing this out, okay? I'm asking for their decision. I'm giving them a call to action that they're going to sign up the second after we get off that phone. We get off the phone, then guess what you do if you're the host of the event? You go close out those people, open up your computers, get your phones up, ready to put them in the computer, put them in the system. So anything else that you wanted to add about that? Just the in-person event thing?
No, I think you're doing great.
Okay. So we've had Aspen and Matthew call into a few of our events, and that's something that we're going to start doing for every single one of them, is having a leader call into it, just because it helps to seal the deal, close it out. It makes everybody in the room feel special for all of the reasons that, like I said, that we've talked about tonight. So your action step to get off of this Zoom, your goal, okay, is to get in 10 third-party validations before weekend on Thursday. Okay, so you can do that with three-way calls. You can do that with three-way text groups. You can do that by coming to the event tomorrow night and having a guest there that's getting in front of third-party validation. You can book a one-on-one, whatever it is, but I want you guys getting at least your leaders, your uplines in front of 10 of your prospects so we can help you close them. So how are you guys going to do this? How are you going to get 10? Well, we have 2 power hours every single day where we're doing income producing activities of messaging people. So you're going to make it a priority to spend some time messaging people. You're going to be maybe posting about your business. You're making the ask. You're getting into conversations that will lead to a next exposure. Okay. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
So that note, if you do this, your business will explode. Getting people on, if you got 10 on with your upline, that would do huge things for your business. And just what I've been feeling today is we kind of been going over the third party validation, and just reminds of like why people join businesses like this. A lot of people join just because they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They want to be a part of a community. They want to be a part of something that's going places. Some people join because they like having fun and doing events. Some people join because they want to help others. And there's just so many different reasons that people want to join this. And I love that this gives so much to so many different people, different ways that we help grow people's lives. And for us, we always say the best part about this isn't the money. For us, it's the people and the experiences are by far the best part of this. And we also say that it's a personal development program with a compensation plan attached to it. And so this is just such an incredible thing. And just talking about how like people get to be a part of something bigger today has really been something that's just been on my heart that I feel is just super special. I'm glad that we all get to be a part of this. And I look forward to just growing this all together.
Yeah, absolutely. So one last thing I wanted to leave you guys with, okay, before I say that, Nikki did say in the chat too, three-way calls for follow-ups. Yes, if you've already gotten somebody in front of the Discover Emrys, like that's an exposure and you need to follow up, a great way to do that is getting a third party into it too. So if you've already gotten them to that place, third party is key there too. So one thing I wanted to leave you guys with, I'm going to give you a couple reminders at the very end, but the Director Summit, obviously, like the whole day was incredible and there was so much content, and we're going to start unpacking a lot of that content with you guys. Like what we just talked to you guys tonight was like a 10-minute thing at the Director Summit. But one thing that Matthew said, like towards the end of the day, is how you do anything is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And that just like hit me and stuck with me, because I was like, wow, what are areas in my life that I feel like I'm killing it at? But then what are areas of my life that I'm like lacking in? Because how I do anything is really how I'm doing everything. And so am I in check? Am I as disciplined as I want to be in those areas of life? And it just like was kind of a gut check moment for me. So I want to just kind of leave you with that as like a final thought for you, for yourself to just kind of like process through. So a couple of reminders, you guys. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, there's a Discover Emrys. Okay, be inviting to that. Use that third party. Weekend is Thursday night at 11:59 Eastern time. Make it your goal to get on that yacht this week for all the reasons we talked about at the beginning. If you need a game plan, strategize with your upline, make sure you do that. Make sure you know exactly what you need to do to hit that this Thursday, so that the next 4 weeks can be all about your team and getting as many of them on there as possible. Early bird tickets for conference are $204 right now. We don't know when they'll go up. They haven't announced that yet. So I would definitely take advantage of that. And then tomorrow we have 2 different power hour times. Okay, Stephanie hosts one and then I host one. My time is going to be different tomorrow, and we're going to do a special power hour with some different tasks that I learned at Director Summit. So I'm going to post that in our team page as soon as we're done with that, so you guys can look for that reminder. But it's going to be the same Zoom ID. It's just going to be Eastern time, 7:30 to 8:30. Okay? 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern time, and it's going to be a special power hour with some very specific different tasks that are going to help shift your mindset. And I will probably record this, so if for some reason those of you that work or don't have that time slot available, you can go back, watch this, and partake in it. All right? Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. If there are any